with this banking union story. Are the markets on edge about making this deadline?
I really don't think so, Axel. I mean, we've heard an awful lot about this, and I think there's an awful lot of scepticism that policymakers are going to make it happen. I mean, you said in your sort of summary just there, who's going to pay for it? Germany wants limits on national accountability. They want national funds. They want bail-ins. And, you know, there's an awful lot of uncertainty about, you know, how the single mechanism will be overseen. So, you know, there's an awful lot of T's to cross and I's to dot, and I would be very surprised if they actually get something concrete by year end. I think this could take quite some time.
Okay, so quite a few finance ministers then, and several we've spoken to here, are going to be eating their words. They seem to be sure this was going to hit deadline.
There'll be some sort of fudge, Axel. I think that's probably what we'll see, and everyone will claim victory.
All right, I want to talk about Carney as well. Mark Carney, Bank of England governor. He was in New York at the Economic Club of New York last night. When are you saying things are going to start happening now over at CMC?
Well, I certainly think that the unemployment rate could well fall back to 7% by probably the third quarter of next year if the current direction of travel is maintained. I certainly think the next unemployment figure could come in at 7.4. All
right. We've got a vote on the Volcker rule today as well. Prop trading, you know, splitting these roles. Are they going to fudge a deal here as well?
Well, this is just a draft rule, so, I mean, they're going to vote on it, and then you'll find that the banks will probably lobby to change it. There has been a little bit of leeway given to hedging. Not surprisingly, I think if you have a hard and fast rule on hedging, it does actually make banks a lot more exposed to risk and not less. So I think, again, this is one of these things that's going to run and run. We'll get a vote on it tonight, it'll get ratified, and then the banks will start lobbying to change it.
All right, and just a quick final word, Michael, on some of the corporates out this morning. Whitbread in the UK, TUI in the UK as well. The domestically focused companies seem to be doing all right in the UK.
They are. I mean, if you look at the performance of the FTSE 250, you look at Whitbread and the performance of TUI Travel over the past 2 years, their share prices have doubled in value, you know, and that's against a backdrop of a flatlining economy. So obviously they're doing very, very well on costs. They're paring down on their budget brands, and they're generally making fairly good profits and increasing their dividends. My only concern about that is it sustainable if the economy continues to remain, what I would say is probably not stagnant, but grows very, very slowly, and consumers remain fairly cash-strapped.